Hey everybody, Zach Wolf here with another great Top 5 Tuesday. It's Tuesday and I'm in downtown Houston about to give a presentation to the Houston Bar Association Real Estate Committee. I'm talking about ethics of lawyers using social media. So for this week's Top 5 Tuesday, I'm going to do my top 5 ethics tips for Texas lawyers when using social media. Are you ready? Here's number 5. Consider whether you need to file your LinkedIn profile page with the State Bar Advertising Review Committee as an advertisement in the public media. There is an interpretive comment from the Advertising Review Committee that says generally landing pages for social media are considered advertisements in the public media if they are accessible to people other than your immediate contacts. So hardly anybody does that, but you should probably at least consider whether that's something you need to do. Let's cross the street and hope I don't get hit as I tell you tip number 4, which is don't compare yourself to other lawyers in your social media posts. There is a specific ethical rule that says you cannot compare yourself to other lawyers unless you can support the comparison with objectively verifiable data. In most cases, that's not going to apply, so stay away from comparing yourself to other lawyers. And that's pretty good advice for social media in general. Use it to show your own expertise. Don't use it to try to put down any other lawyers. Tip number 3 is to be careful about talking about results obtained. So if you put something out there on social media about a great result you got for a client, don't overstate your role in the result that you obtained. You're probably going to violate an ethical rule if you do that, and it's just a bad idea in general anyway. Tip number 2 is to consider whether you really want or need to include in your social media posts what marketing people call the call to action. The call to action is something like at the end of your post, you say something like, if you need assistance in this area of law, please contact me at my office at the number below. Something like that, where you're actually urging somebody to reach out to you to potentially engage your services as an attorney. That's obviously soliciting business from somebody. That's advertising. And at that point, even if your post would not be advertising otherwise, you've crossed the line over into advertising in the public media, and that may not be something you want to do. Also, I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think that it can make your social media use less effective when you include the call to action. It just makes it sound more salesy, and I think that can turn people off. I think you're going to have a better social media audience and get more engagement with your audience if you don't always have that call to action. Okay, well, I'm almost at the office where I'm going to give this presentation, so let me get to the number 1 tip for lawyers in Texas ethically using social media, and that tip is to make your social media posts educational and informative rather than using them just to promote your qualifications and experience. When you promote yourself, you're probably crossing the line into advertising, and generally that means you've got to file your advertising with the state bar. Obviously, you don't want to have to file something with the state bar every time you post something on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever it is. But the State Bar, in its interpretive comment applying the ethics rules to social media has specifically said that content that is educational or informative in nature is generally not considered advertising. So keep your posts educational and informative, and you'll have better engagement with your audience, and you will probably avoid having to deal with those advertising rules. Okay, those are my 5 tips. I hope those are helpful for you. Thanks for watching.